Zee Pruk said if someone had to die, I'd rather be that person because I don't want to live through the suffering and pain. Even if there is happiness in the memories, I still don't want. The host said just want to stay like this with Nunew. Remembering how Zee Pruk said if meeting Nunew was a beautiful dream only, then he would continue living in that dream, and not live real life anymore. This needs to be hammered into the heads of every toxic solo on both sides. And if that's still not clear, then honestly I dunno what the hell you want. He nodded and my heart ached. Man can't stand the thought of being without his Nunew for even a single second. They are so obsessed with each other. If Nunew travel for a show, he will be miss Zee Pruk, and if Zee Pruk travels, he will be missing Nunew. They love each other themselves, but tease themselves always. The host said, aren't there just the two of you? There must be a third hand, a fourth hand, say guests. Zee Pruk said it's better to call them guests. Hearing a third, fourth hand almost got me furious a moment ago. The host said, why are you feeling toward a third, fourth hand? Taffer, a third hand, a third party who interferes in the relationship between two people, i.e. an ex-boy/girlfriend, one who causes a love triangle. Similar reaction with Nunew when media asked him about third party too, but Zee Pruk reply more straight to the point, he really show it he doesn't like that. Zee Pruk is always straightforward, but Nunew tries to be soft and push back. Probably because of his younger age with interviewers. Nunew said we're perfectly matched differences. Zee Pruk said we're different, not compatible, yet we end up together. You're perfect just the way you are, ZeeNunew. Loving each other and giving each other freedom is a solid foundation for a healthy relationship. Zee Pruk said, since you're Nunew's friend staff, tell us some of Nunew's legendary stories. Nunew said there's nothing to tell at all. Zee Pruk said what kind of person was Nunew before? Nunew said I was super well behaved. The host said ZeeNunew. ZeeNunew. Zee Pruk said hello, bro. The host said why was it ZeeNunew back in school? Nunew said I don't really know either. Zee Pruk said hello, bro. Nunew said stop it. The host said were you the one who always paid for others back then? Nunew said growing up I hung out with a lot of ladyboys so I got influenced. The host said got influenced the Nunew said it's not like that. The host said the thing faded away but the sweetness grew stronger. Nunew said exactly. Actually picked it up from me too, he wasn't like this before. The host said didn't you have any chat while riding the van here? Nunew said we didn't at all. The host said so, you're chatting with each other here. Zee Pruk said we didn't chat with each other, but Nunew leaned on Ia's shoulder. The host said let him rest a bit. Zee Pruk said I sat cross-legged, so I positioned in this angle. Nunew said I sat napping like this. Suddenly, I felt so tight. Zee Pruk said I want to let you lean on my shoulder and Nunew leaned on. The host said are you telling or bragging to us? Zee Pruk said I'm telling you. The host said just telling. The host said what do you want to see show in the concert? Six-pack abs? Zee Pruk said I'll go work out first. Nunew said I've seen them often. Zee Pruk said he's seen them before. One-pack abs. Zee Pruk said the concert might be my last. The host said why? Zee Pruk, where are you going? Zee Pruk said when my bones are still good. I'm not going anywhere. Nunew's heart and our hearts almost stop beating. I think only our hearts because Nunew knows that Zee Pruk is a gremlin. The host said the latest message you texted to each other. Nunew said I transferred some money to him. Zee Pruk said he transferred some money to me. The host said what for? Zee Pruk said we lived on TikTok together. Nunew said right. It's on my account. Many fans sent stickers to me. Zee Pruk said I told him to take all of it, but he insisted that we live together and transferred half of it to me. The host said, has Nunew ever withdrawn your money from TikTok account? Has Nunew checked if the latest amount is still there? Nunew said, huh? The host said he starts to be paranoia. Have you checked if the money has already been in your account? Nunew said, money? The host said, in TikTok account. Nunew said, News earned it and saved it in my TikTok account. Zee Pruk said Nunew transferred his own money to EA first. The host said, right. What about your money in TikTok account? Is it really there? Nunew said it is. The host said, check it well now. Nunew said, can it be gone? Zee Pruk said the money mightn't be clocked in yet. The host said that could happen. Zee Pruk said, are you happy with your fin? The host said, ooh, this is so new. I'm interviewed. I've no fin. I can't have any fin as my fortune teller tells me not to. Nunew said, ow. Zee Pruk said, really? Is your fortune teller accurate? Can I have their contact? The host said, don't believe them too much. Zee Pruk said, just believe the ones we're comfortable with. The host said, but many fortune tellers tell me the same thing, so I had better not have any fin. Zee Pruk said, oi, sad. The host said, true. Who'd be as happy as you two? We're still on live. Zee Pruk said that was so real. Just a few seconds of real convo. The host said, we were talking about real stories.